Okay, I'm at the bench and I have another Cartier from the same customer that previously I opened the watch that turned out to be a fake. I'm surprised nobody called me out because the crown didn't have like the little jewel on the end. It was obviously plated, whatever. But I don't know. You turn them and burn them sometimes. But anyway, from that same lot, I have another Cartier here, a Santos, also quartz. And I'm pretty sure this really is actually real. So we're gonna put this on the bench, and we're gonna see whether, at least this time, I've guessed corrected, guessed correctly. And if you want to see me humiliate myself, you can go and see the other Cartier tank that I was fooled by and wasn't paying much attention. Anyway, we're gonna do this one. We're gonna do it right now. Sorry for the preamble. Cheers. Okay, let's get right into it. So first thing, we're going to open the back of this Cartier Santos. Very nice piece. I gave it just a quick clean, just so there wasn't any like debris or anything when I open it to go into the watch. So I've got a couple of options. This looks like some kind of friction pin. Because it's a solid pin on both sides, it's probably a sleeve that's in here, and then the pin goes through and then it holds everything in place. We could press that out. Certainly have the equipment to do so. It's probably easier if I just, in this case, to open the watch up so I can get access to the back, to just take this spring bar piece here and just take it out. So I'm going to go that route. It's going to be the fastest route to getting this thing. So the only thing you got to do is we're going to push it. We're going to slowly move it across and out of the way. And then I'm going to push my finger over it because it is spring loaded and it will just slowly spring away if we don't. So we're going to get that out. We're going to get it out so it doesn't go anywhere. I might be press fit. No, it's okay. Here we go. So we got that out. There's that the spring bar from the clasp, and I obviously didn't clean it well enough because I can see there's some lingering wrist cheese there, and we'll have to maybe clean that up after. Okay, so first thing is it looks like we've got a screwed case back. We'll take a look and see what the size is. I tucked my screwdrivers out of the way so that I could have access, or it's placed with the camera. And it looks like this is 120. I'm just going to try 140. I think it's a little tight. It's always great to use the best, or the best fitting screwdriver possible. So this ends up being what I call the 140, which is a 1.4 millimeter screwdriver. And just before I start I'm just going to put on some finger cots. So at least with my left hand, if it comes in contact with any internal part of the watch, we aren't going to transfer any of my oils to it. So let's get this thing open. And we will see how we do. So I still use brass tweezers on almost everything unless I absolutely have to do something else. I mean, am I really worried about the steel making a slight mark on the thread of the screwdriver? Like, probably not. There's a little bit of gunk come out here, so we'll have to clean these screws before we put them back in. And we'll probably clean out the little well that these things sit in as well. It's a little bit gunky. But I've said this before, just like, please clean your watch. I mean, make sure that it's you're sure of its water resistance, but if you're wearing your watch every day, you should be going over it with a toothbrush once a week. So there's a shorter screw on this side, probably just because of the case design. Doesn't come out. Doesn't sit up high enough, quite enough to grab it with tweezers. So I'm cheating a little. I'm just going to see if I can grab it with some Rotico here. It never fails whenever you do something on camera. It never goes as you expect. Come on, little screw. I see an edit coming up on this one. You'll have to say in the comments whether you prefer whether I include all this stuff, which is kind of like the nitty gritty, like kind of what happens when you work on this stuff on the bench, the reality of it, or whether you prefer to just edit it and have this as quickly as possible and just get to the punchline. So it looks like the ones near the end where the bracelet are going to be shorter, so they're not sitting up enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do undo the long ones here, then do the short ones, and we should be able to just pull away the case from the case back, and then we'll get those screws out when they lift up from the case itself. Get a little more gunk on here. There's those four. We've already done that side in terms of loosening it up. We'll do this side. Just gonna see if I can get the get these side screws out. They seem a little. There we go. There's one. It doesn't look like there's an index mark, so I'd prefer to where I could like lift this case. So I might want to flip it over, and I'd rather have all these screws accounted for in the tray before I flipped anything over in the bench. I mean, again, like we're in a controlled environment, but still, I just rather. I mean, sometimes we can, sometimes we can't. All right, so I'm just going to gently flip it over. Give it a tap and see what those things are going to drop. But they're a bit sticky again. Like the watch itself is pretty it's pretty gunked up. I'm just going to try to tip it over and just let gravity help me a little bit grab these guys out. Being very cooperative. Let's see if we can just pull this away with some Rotico. There we go. So just to keep everything keep track of everything, I'm going to push out short screws from the back. There we go. So we got that in the tray, and let us take a look. And by lo and behold, this is a genuine Cartier Santos. So anyway, so I didn't make a fool of myself twice by not paying attention. Okay, so what we'll do next is we will pull out the battery. So this model takes a 362. Put that over here. Go to the drawer. 362. Here we are. So let's get the battery here. It has a Swiss battery in there now, and we'll put another Swiss battery in it today. I'm just going to quickly check the contact. It's very clean, so I'm not concerned about that at all. We'll put this back in. So it's spring loaded. I'm going to just hold it, and I just flipped it over. We could just see that, yeah, we had proof of life. So it looks like the case back is going to press down, is actually going to hold that into place. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to just clean this with some Rotico. The back's just a little bit gunky. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to press it into the wells. Actually, they look pretty good once the screws are out here, but we're just going to put the Rotico in there and just get whatever gunk you've got out of there out. This one's a little bit gunky, so what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit of pegwood here, and I'm just going to run that in there like that. Great. And I'm just going to take a look at the sides. There's a little bit of gunk in the sides as well. So normally I just pull this off the bench, and I don't want any of this gunk on my bench if I have to, but I'm just going to have to. I mean, every day I have to clean the bench anyway. But I'm just going to take this hardened, dirt gunk, and I got to stop saying wrist cheese on camera, and just get that off there like that. And then we are good. So I'm just going to take a look here, and it's got a fairly large gasket there, and it's looking in good shape, so we're going to be fine to replace the back. I'm just going to check where the top is, because we've been fiddling around with all this. So we're going to go this way back on, so we're on the top of the watch, so that the logos and everything meet the way they should. Down it goes there. Just get a little extra mark there. There we go. And then we'll start. I'm just going to move this stuff out of the way. we'll start the process of putting this watch back together. Grab those brass tweezers, get rid of that, get rid of that. I try to keep it as clean as possible. And I'm just keeping my finger on it because if I don't, that battery wants to just lift up a little bit. I'm just going to do another double check, and it says, "Yep, we've got life there." And I'll start with the short ones here. Oh, you know what? I'm breaking my own rules. I said I was going to do a little bit of a clean on some of these things to make sure that they weren't so gunky. So we're just going to take a quick look and just dab off these guys. They're pretty good now. They've been removed from the case, but let's check out the other ones. Oh yeah, here's the one that I was thinking those ones seem really good, but this one's terrible. So we'll get the gunk off that one. Gunk off that one. If these screws were any smaller, I would be holding them with tweezers, or if I was like concerned about repolishing the tops or something, then I'd put them in a pin vise so they weren't going to go anywhere. Okay, back to putting this case back together. We'll just gently press down here. And I'm just going to get it just snug. And then when we're all done, we'll go around and we'll tighten them all down so they are torqued properly. So I'm just doing it across the way here so that I can remove my my finger from the situation as soon as possible. You watch me dance around with this thing. And the last short screw. And we'll move on to the long screws now. Six down, two to go. So this is the watch has obviously been opened several times before. There is a little bit of wear on the screw tops, a little bit, like the slots aren't nice and clean, which means that either someone's been a little bit rough, haven't used the correct screwdriver so it sits properly in the slot. Which is a shame. I mean, the ideal situation is that if anybody works on your watch, that you would absolutely not be able to tell whether someone had worked on it at all in any way, shape, or form. It's one of those kind of like being a doctor. Your first thing is to do no harm. Sorry about the dinging in the back. My phone is going. I'm doing this today during my kind of regular business hours, so I end up getting people emailing or calling throughout the morning. All right, so we're all set. So that's all back together there. We can put the spring bar back into position. Get this out of the way. We'll feed that through here. And we will put this through the bottom hole. There we go. And I will use my spring bar tool. I'm going to do this the other way so I can see the slot. I'm just going to use the pusher to push it down, slide it in. Be careful, it is spring loaded. If you miss and it isn't in, that's going to go through the roof. And this spring bar will not be standard. Like, you won't be able to like fix it if you have like a stash of like, 20 millimeter spring bars and it happens to come in a set where that goes down to like 8 or 9 mil. Those double shoulder bars are going to be different than this. and they're going to be longer and they're going to stick out. So anyway, in a situation like this, you do not want to lose, as a general rule, any of the spring bars are involved in the clasp. It's a little bit different if you've got the spring bars that are attaching a bracelet. You've got a little more forgiveness. But anyway, so there is our Cartier Santos with a new battery, step by step, start to finish. And yes, indeed, this is the real deal. Cheers, everyone.